Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A motorcyclist was killed in an accident involving a pickup truck in Hazel Township. Emergency crews responded around 7 a.m. Tuesday morning to the entrance of the Partysville Road and Route 309. The victim, 37-year-old Heath Houseknecht from West Hazelton, was pronounced dead at the scene. No other injuries were reported. The coroner reported that Houseknecht, who was the rider of the motorcycle, was not wearing a helmet. State police are handling the investigation. Responding fire departments included Hazel Township, Freeland, Harwood, and Weatherly Citizens Fire Company. A Piston Township man is facing several charges after his infant daughter was hospitalized with fractured leg and ribs. Police arrested Adrian Amalbert on Tuesday on charges of aggravated assault, child endangerment, recklessly endangering another person, and simple assault. The investigation began when the child's mother took the baby to Lehigh Valley Hospital in Dixon City. Doctors discovered several fractured ribs and a broken leg. The child was later flown to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest for specialized care. Her current condition has not been released. According to investigators, the father initially denied any wrongdoing, but later admitted to handling the child roughly on several occasions. Amalbert is being held at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility on a $25,000 bail. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for August 12th. The Weatherly Borough Council have approved new rates for fishing at Urana Park, with a possible start of mid-August. They have decided to stop swimming in the lake due to decreased use and increasing costs. A season pass for borough residents to fish will cost $10 per person. Non-residents will pay $20. Daily passes are also available. $3 for residents and $5 for those outside the borough. Fishing will be allowed during park hours, and the updated pricing structure aims to help with the park maintenance, while still keeping access affordable for the community. The National Night Out may still be about a week away, and in Bloomsburg, but that one in particular is not the only one to exist this year, as Cunningham Valley also got to partake in their own National Night Out. On Tuesday, July 29th, first responders and members of the community went to Whispering Willows Park. The night included police officers from Cunningham, West Hazelton, Butler Township, Sugarloaf, and PA State Police, who proudly presented their vehicles for everyone to see. While at the event, people got to see the Hazelton PD's armored vehicle, the Lenco Bearcat, an LVHN public safety vehicle, a security K9 named Cisco, fire apparatus from Sugarloaf and Valley Regional, and a fire safety house. People got to enjoy food and drinks, along with DJ played tunes, partook in a basket raffle, and most importantly, interacted with their local law enforcement. We spoke with Cunningham Mayor Daniel Ryman about the event and its overall purpose.
Yeah, so this is a great turnout. We probably have somewhere in the area of about 500 participants. Local communities come together. Police, fire, and EMS, first responders. It's our night of honoring them, getting to know them as our friend, our coworkers, our neighbors, shaking hands, and not to be afraid of any of them. Our state troopers, our medevac crew was just here a little while ago. Now our Pennsylvania State Police, Trooper 2, out of Avoca Airport in Wilkes-Barre, they came to visit us. So it's a great evening. It's a little hot out. It's a lot hot out, but we're having a great time. We're putting that aside. We're shaking hands with our neighbors that we haven't talked to in a long time, and this is a lot of fun. That's the bottom line.
Those who missed this National Night Out can still catch the upcoming one at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds on Tuesday, August 5th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., the rain date being Tuesday, August 12th. The Bloomsburg Police Department is warning the public of an upcoming road closure. The company UGI Utilities is set to have Anthony Avenue closed, specifically from Locust Street to Chestnut Street. The closure has taken effect today and will remain until Wednesday, August 6th. Until then, the Bloomsburg Police Department and all other law enforcement advises the public to be cautious and obey street signs. Coming up on WYLN News, the Little Theater of Wilkes-Barre presents a weekend of one acts. Plus, West Pittston Library hosted an event for local authors. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazelton's emergency room team. your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
Tomorrow's gonna be stormy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Back to WYLN News. The Little Theater of Wilkes-Barre presents a weekend of one acts from August 8th to the 10th, Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. The acts include Once We Were Infinite, written and directed by Claire Joel; The Cashier and the Elderly Woman, written and directed by Bridget Gimby; Going Out of Business, written and directed by David Parmalee; Tilly's Last Waltz, written and directed by William Jeffrey; and How Dark Are Your Secrets, written and directed by Rick Markham. Tickets will be available at the door at a cost of $20 per person. West Pittston Library hosted an event on Tuesday that brought together readers and local authors. The library's summer reading program, Color Our World, hosted the Local Authors Forum, which provided a chance for people to meet local authors from Northeast PA. This event included a discussion about the writing journey and a Q&A session for the authors. The library opened the door to the public for an experience worth having, meeting local authors and having a listening session to great stories from all walks of life. For more information on future events from the West Pittston Library, visit westpittston.luzernelibraries.org. The Hazleton City Police Department and Catholic Social Services are hosting an event this Friday at 11 a.m. at the Catholic Social Services Family Center at 106 South Church Street, Hazleton. This event is called Cops, Coffee, and Conversations. It will serve as a safe space for open and respectful conversations between law enforcement and individuals experiencing homelessness. Heat and humidity are still on effect today with temperatures in the lower and mid-90s. There will be an approaching cold front this afternoon that could stretch into the evening. Additional showers and storms are expected on Thursday and could build high pressure towards the weekend. Later this week, temperatures will turn much cooler and there will be a drop in the humidity. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, we discuss the importance of hydration in the summer on this week's Wellness Wednesday. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history in Montgomery, Part 3. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk about spinal decompression, where you gently traction the spine to take pressure off of the disc. It has saved people's lives. Literally, they were going to commit suicide. So watch the show, see how traction could help you.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Attention, Wyln viewers, Wyln TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. Wyln, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie. You know, staying hydrated is vital for your overall health. It impacts everything from your physical performance to your cognitive function. We're here today at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton in our beautiful Hilltop Cafe, and I am with Cassandra Davler, who is our nutritionist here on the campus. Welcome.
Thank you.
So it is finally summer. The heat is roaring in the past couple days, and I'm sure August coming up will be just as hot. And I'm sure what we're going to talk about goes for any time, but especially now in the heat when we're sweating a lot and active. What is the importance of hydrating, and what should people know? Like what to drink, how much to drink, and you know, what to notice if maybe someone isn't drinking enough. So can you help us with that?
Sure. So hydration is very important, of course, to prevent us from becoming dehydrated. And hydration is just good for our bodies in general, but it really does affect all of our organ systems. It affects our minds. We're more concentrated when we're hydrated. We feel more energetic when we're properly hydrated. So we really want to make sure that we're getting enough fluid throughout the day, especially in this hot weather, to make sure that we are sharp and that we're as healthy as possible.
So when we say hydrate, having a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, maybe a Coca-Cola beverage, is that going to hydrate me?
So those beverages in moderation can provide hydration. Those beverages do not cause dehydration in and of themselves. It's more so about how much you drink of them. So beverages with caffeine in them do have this effect on your body where they make you use the bathroom more, and so you will lose more water the more that you drink of them. So if you have 1 cup of coffee or 1 cup of tea in the morning, that's not that big of a deal. It will provide you some hydration, but if you're drinking 5, 6 cups, then that's probably going to have more of a dehydrating effect on you.
So what should we be drinking? And does this go from anyone from infants all the way to adults, or does it matter? Like what, water of course, but some people just don't want to drink plain old tap water. What's the best thing for us?
So for the general healthy adult, water is of course the best option. It is important to remember that in this really hot weather, if you're spending a lot of time outside or you're exercising and sweating a lot, it will be important to drink a beverage with electrolytes in it. So some examples would be like your sports beverages like Gatorade, Powerade, a Mio with electrolytes in it. Also, coconut water has electrolytes. You can also add fresh fruits or vegetables to your water, like cucumber water.
So like infused type.
Yeah.
I never knew that about coconut water having electrolytes. That's great. Yeah.
Even some fruit juice can be beneficial. So you really want to try to replace those electrolytes if you are sweating and spending a lot of time outside.
Now, as a nutritionist, you may or may not know this answer, but are there any type of signs that you would see that you would recognize in someone that's not hydrated enough?
Yes, so one of the biggest things that you want to look out for is the color of your urine or pee. So the lighter that your urine is, the more hydrated you are. The darker that your urine is, then that may indicate that you are dehydrated. So if your urine is very yellow or more on the orange side, you really want to drink a cup of water.
So also, how much should we drink?
So the general recommendations are 8 to 10 cups of water a day.
Okay.
But when I say water, I really mean fluid as a whole.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping everyone is hydrating, is keeping healthy. I'm sure there are signs of those who, other than the color of their urine, maybe confusion, maybe there's dizziness. I'm sure there's a lot of different things depending on what you're doing. If you do have any signs, contact your physician. But we just hope you stay hydrated, stay healthy, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful summer. Thank you, Cassandra.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
In August 1899, Montgomery resident Oliver Delaney died when he was kicked in the head by a horse. His widow Sarah was left with 3 children, Johnny, Olive, and Florence, to care for. Not long afterwards, she took up with local rag salesman William Hummel. Those close to Sarah questioned this decision, for Hummel, in addition to being nearly 20 years her senior, had a disreputable reputation in the area. He had been thrice married before and had subsequently abandoned each of his previous wives, had been implicated in several robberies in Loyalsockville, and had been rumored to have possibly murdered farmer Amos Ritter in Watsontown. Hummel had also seemingly been infatuated with Sarah even before her husband's death, and been seen hanging near the Delaney house, presumably with the intent to seduce her. Regardless of these potential red flags, however, Sarah married Hummel on November 10, 1899. 6 days later, neighbors would see her outside Hummel's house on the outskirts of town, watching him chop wood. It would be the last time she would be seen alive. Hummel was seen late that night driving his wagon into town, with something in the back covered in a sack. He would be in his backyard burning a fire all the next day, and when asked about his new wife's whereabouts, he said she had gone with 2 men to nearby New Columbia to take care of a sick woman. This was considered an odd story by others, especially since Hummel claimed he did not know the men she had supposedly gone with. The fact he had blood on his clothes also raised some concerns. Still, even though the house was visibly empty for days afterwards, no one checked on the family until November 23rd, when 2 bloody sacks were found in a field behind Hummel's house. They were taken to the town constable, who went to the property for a more formal search, and proceeded to find the bodies of Sarah and her 2 older children in a haystack, with a bloody axe nearby. Baby Florence would later be found under a manure pile in a horse stall nearby. Hummel would be arrested in nearby Allenwood and charged with the murder of his wife and her family. Authorities would have to evade a lynch mob of angry Montgomery residents out for Hummel's blood to get him to lock up in Williamsport. Under interrogation, Hummel clung to the story of Sarah leaving with another man, whom he claimed had been named Harry Smith, but the man he tried to finger for the crime turned out to have been nowhere near his house on the night of the murder. Hummel then made an outstanding claim. Sarah's children were alive and living with a man named William Smith on East Mine Street in Hazleton. Authorities went to the address he had given them and did indeed find a William Smith and 3 children who looked exactly like Johnny, Olive, and Florence Delaney living there. A closer examination, though, confirmed they were in fact not Sarah Delaney's children, and Smith knew nothing of William Hummel. Hummel's trial, which was a major news feature in newspapers throughout the nation, was heavily attended, with so many spectators in the courtroom that the judge had to climb through a window to get inside. The trial lasted 5 days, after which Hummel was convicted after only 5 minutes of deliberation by the jury of the murder of his new family. He finally confessed a week afterwards, saying that he killed them in a fit of rage after finding some money missing. He would bizarrely request that people be allowed to visit him in prison for a dime's admission, a request that was quickly denied. On June 5, 1900, William Hummel was hanged for his crimes before a large crowd at the Lycoming County Jail. Sarah Delaney today rests with her first husband Oliver and her children in Allenwood's Christ Lutheran Stone Church Cemetery. Through the years, there are some who have sworn to have seen the ghostly figure of a woman in black walking the road near where Sarah now rests, a soul perhaps not yet at peace. Since the late 1800s, young American men have dreamed of playing in the major leagues. Not all of them make it to the majors in the end, and not all of those that do stay in the majors their entire career, but it's still a grand experience for those who do have the honor. One of those who did was Byron Yarrison, popularly known as Rube, who was born in Montgomery on March 9, 1896. He attended Gettysburg College, where he picked up his nickname, and served a year in World War I before starting his baseball career with the Hanover Raiders of the Level D Blue Ridge League in 1920. 2 years later, he received his first call up to the majors with the Philadelphia Athletics. He would spend part of the season pitching for the team before he was sent down to Double-A, to the Pacific Coast League's Portland Beavers. After a year and a half in Oregon, Yarrison received a second call, this time to the Brooklyn Dodgers. This would be his final major league stop, as he would be sent down again in May 1924, although Yarrison continued to play in the Pacific Coast League through 1927 with the Beavers and the original minor league Los Angeles Angels. After one final season in 1928 with the South Atlantic League's Greenville Spinners, Yarrison retired. His major league pitching record would ultimately stand at 1-4 with a 7.86 ERA and 12 strikeouts. Following his retirement, Yarrison worked as a state highway inspector and later as a truck driver for Williamsport Ash Company. He died in 1977 and rests today in Montgomery's St. John's Lutheran Brick Church Cemetery. Closer to home, Montgomery residents got to enjoy the sporting life with the opening of Miller's Park on May 30th, 1925. It had 2 tracks, one a half-mile long and the other a full mile, and featured horse, motorcycle, and automobile racing. It would also be the site of Montgomery's Community Fair when it began in 1931. Miller Park's tenure in the community, however, would come to an end in 1936, when the terrible St. Patrick's Day flood inundated Montgomery, causing tremendous damage, including sweeping away the bridge over the Susquehanna. Miller's Park was destroyed by the floodwaters, and the decision was made not to rebuild. The land where the park stood has since returned to farmland. Eventually, Montgomery recovered from the 1936 flood, and 3 years later they would have an unexpected brush with British royalty. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth had decided to tour Canada in May 1939. Their trip was a success, and the royals crossed over into the United States on June 7th, the first British monarchs to set foot inside Great Britain's former colony. Their destination was Washington for a private conference with Franklin Roosevelt. The King and Queen's train departed Buffalo at 11:15 that night under heavy security, their trip meant to be secret in the interest of national security. The first 8 hours of the trip on the Pennsylvania Railroad were uneventful, but near Montgomery, an axle bearing overheated on the pilot train accompanying the royal train, forcing it to stop. Although it was an isolated area with no roads nearby, state police and National Guardsmen rapidly formed a protective circle around it. The royal train was switched around the pilot train and continued onward for the next 75 miles, one of the first times a royal train did not have a pilot escort. The King and Queen made it safely to Washington to meet with Roosevelt, who in the following days would treat them to the all-American delicacy of hot dogs at his Hyde Park estate.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.